What's up, party people? Aaron Nagler here, Cheesehead TV. It's Labor Day, and there are 3 days until the Packers kick off the regular season in Chicago. And the first injury report is out. Holy cow, is it fun! Look at this. Look at it. Look at the Packers. And then look at the Bears. The Packers, the Bears. I mean, you guys know me. You've been around. You've subscribed to the channel, and I love you for it. You know what I do. You know what I always say. The Packers are, more responsible in the reportage of the injury report, etc. But come on, what is that? It's ridiculous. How are you? Good to see everybody jumping in the comment section. Good to see you. Clicked as fast as I could. That's what I'm talking about. Extra cheese on Labor Day. That's right. There's no days off. We don't chill here at Cheesehead TV. We got stuff to do. That light is really unfortunate, though. Makes my forehead look even worse than it already does. To win on Thursday, who needs to have the better day, offense or the defense? The offense. Got to put up some points. I think the defense will have its hands full. I know Packers fans are down on Trubisky. We all love to make fun of him, but Matt Nagy is a really good coach / play caller / offensive designer. He'll get those multiple looks, lots of really talented guys on that offensive side of the ball. Going back and watching both of those games last year, I thought Mike Pettin did a good job trying to basically slow their roll a little bit, but I think they'll move the ball. The question will be, how much can the Packers on defense keep them out of the end zone? There were a number of missed opportunities they had last year, the Bears, where Trubisky just misses throws. There were a couple plays where I went back and watched both games over the weekend. Kevin King got taken advantage of by Allen Robinson a few times, and Trubisky just missed the throws. So, a combination of that, Trubisky being Trubisky, and the Packers hopefully, creating some second and third and longs and getting them to advantageous positions where Pettin can really unleash the hounds and get after a still very young quarterback. I don't doubt that, the cat and mouse game there will probably favor the Bears. They're at home, etc. But the big question mark and the big, I think, key to the game is the Packers offense. What can they do against this formidable Bears defense? They have to have a big day. And I don't even say big. They have to score some points. If they can put up 21 points, if they can put up 20 points, the Packers have a chance. But outside of that, it's going to be a tough night. Teddy, word. That's my favorite comment ever. What happens? Oh my gosh, I don't even know what that word means. What happened to Sigapulu or whatever that name was? He was cut. Wisconsin's own Badger for life. If we can get a decent run game started early, it'll help tremendously. I agree, Dylan. I think a big part of it is getting that stretch zone, outside zone going, letting things flow off of that. But look, the Bears know that. Pagano knows that. That's no big secret. That's kind of the key to this offense, the Shanahan-style offense. I don't think it needs to be quite as kind of overt as that. But, yeah, it's a big key. And I don't doubt that they will try to get Aaron Jones going. I don't think you want to, you don't want to go over the top with it. Lots of shake and bake, lots of jet motion, lots of playing with the linebackers' keys. Because look, you've got like I said before, a very formidable defense with a lot of talent on that side of the ball. The one chance you have is to make them second guess themselves. You've got a lot, so much athletic talent on all three levels of that Bears defense. The biggest kind of advantage you have is the fact that, and Aaron Rodgers talked about this at his locker the other day, the biggest advantage you have is, the unknown factor with the Packers offense. You don't really know. There's not much to watch as far as preparation goes as to what to expect. And then you have Aaron Rodgers at the line of scrimmage, who Matt LaFleur said today has the green light to change things at the line of scrimmage. If he sees something that he wants to get out of, if he sees a look that's advantageous for maybe a different kind of call, Aaron has carte blanche to make that change. So that's something that plays in the Packers' favor. And then you look at the actual kind of matchups. physically, the Bears have so much talent, so much more recognized talent. Now, that's not to say the Packers can't make names for themselves starting on Thursday night, but look, it's a formidable task, and the best chance the Packers have is to cause doubt in the minds of guys like Spence and Mack and Johnson and Floyd. Get those guys flowing the wrong way. Get them looking at something that they're not supposed to be looking at. Get them doubting their initial steps. Get Eddie Jackson thinking, wait a second, is that a run? Is that a pass? What's that jet motion doing, etc.? Cause doubt, especially early on. If they can do that, then I think, they have a shot. And hey, the Bears are only 3-point favorites. I was a little surprised at that, actually. But hey, I'll take it. Haha is going to be the best player for the Packers on Thursday. Yeah. You're on today? Of course, Sly. Of course I'm on. Come on. Are we Packers fans or are we Packers fans? It is kind of funny because I am literally, and this is not an exaggeration, I am literally the only person here at LiveX today. What are you going to do? Is there a way of talking of LaFleur, of how LaFleur affects the team? Not really. I mean, it's funny because Rodgers talked about this at his locker where he said, what do the Bears watch in their defensive game plan sessions as far as tape? Are they looking at LaFleur from, last year in Tennessee? Are they looking at McVay in LA? Are they looking at Shanahan in Atlanta or Shanahan in San Francisco? Those are the types of places, that's the tape they would pull from. But you don't know how they're going to marry that system, that Shanahan system, with what Rodgers and the Packers have done. Clearly, we saw that in camp where Rodgers was using a lot of like 5-wide empty stuff that they had used under McCarthy in the 2-minute stuff where Rodgers is calling everything in 2 minutes. And he said as much. He's calling the entire 2-minute offense. So to me, a lot has been made about the new offense and the system, etc. But what not a lot of people have kind of, I think, grasped and or talked about is it's not just the Shanahan system. And LaFleur talked about this earlier in camp. They're not making whatever LaFleur's done in his past. They're making a new offense, something that marries that system with what Aaron Rodgers does well and has done well throughout his 13 years in the league. Fine, here's your freaking super chat. Tony, that's what I'm talking about. Thank you, sir. Thanks for the super chat. Salud. She said TV says thank you. Yeah, so they're marrying these concepts. And so I think there will be a bit more McCarthy in this offense than maybe you probably think. And I know people will go, oh, no, but that's a good thing. McCarthy left Rodgers with a lot to work with as far as a wealth of knowledge and a wealth of experience using certain types of offense, formations, personnel, etc., that he can take advantage when necessary. I think that's a good thing. What do you know about Goodson? Is that the new linebacker? Tackling machine, bruising guy, can probably be taken advantage of in coverage. It's very much, part and parcel with last year when they brought Morrison in. It's a guy who's going to be a thumper, is going to help them in obvious running situations, early downs, but I don't think he's going to be used a whole lot in sub packages. But yeah, he shores up the middle. He shores up the inside, which is what they needed, a little beef there, and there you go. Best pizza in New York? Whew. I tell you what, it used to be. Back in the day, it was at the Ditmar stop in Astoria, and I'm talking all 5 boroughs. This spot used to be the best, and then it closed. And now it's like artichoke hipster bullshit, and I hate it. But back in the day, that was the best slice in the whole city. Now, who knows? I mean, right now, everything's been so gentrified. It's all kind of milquetoast at this point. Ha! That is my favorite. Does Rodgers like you? I would give a no here, but I think there's a begrudging acceptance of the fact that I'm a Packers fan and he's going to have to deal with me. When I walked on the field, the very first practice of training camp, he did kind of jokingly say, they'll let anyone in here, and then kind of made a joke later on, a couple weeks later at his locker, about me. So, with me there. So I think he's accepted the fact that, I'm going to be there regardless. So we'll deal with each other. Because that's my thing. Hey, I keep saying this, and I've said this to Corey. I've said this on Transplants. Look, it's great that the Packers are successful. They've had a great run. Titletown has come along. Mark Murphy is printing money. Everything is great. I was here throughout decades when things weren't great. And guess what? When things aren't great again, because they will be, that's the NFL. It's cyclical. When things aren't great, I'll still be here. When everyone in 1265 has either retired or moved on, and I'm not talking just players, but administratively, personnel, coaches, etc., whoever's in that building right now, I'll still be a Packers fan after they're long gone. I'll be 78 in a retirement home. I'll still be a Packers fan. So, like me, don't like me, I don't care. You're all transient in the world of Green Bay Packers. I'm here permanently. Salute. Let's get crazy. Who do you think wins the Super Bowl? The Cleveland Browns. No, I'm kidding. The Green Bay Packers, obviously. We haven't even played it down yet. How big of an impact will Trey Burton not playing be? A bit, John. It's interesting because of this huge, humongous injury list. The Packers have a billion names on, and the Bears have 2. Burton is one of them, and as was reported earlier today, sounds like he won't play. There's a decent chance he won't play on Thursday night. I think it has an effect, certainly. They used him somewhat effectively against the Packers last year. I don't think it's the difference in the game, though. They still have a lot of weapons. Will the Packers defense come up with some takeaways on Thursday? Duke, that's a great question. It's a big key to the game. Get the ball back in Aaron Rodgers' hands. I tell you what, they've been disruptive throughout camp. I hope they're sticky and problematic for the Bears on Thursday night. But I tell you what, Matt Nagy is a really good offensive coach. And I won't be surprised if the Bears are effective on that side of the ball throughout Thursday night. And it's not to take away from Pettine. I think the way modern NFL offense is set up, the rules are set up, obviously you have every advantage on the offensive side of the ball. And Nagy does a really good job of putting guys in positions to take advantage of that. Savage, 2 INTs. There you go. That's the answer we're looking for. How's the turf in Chicago? Oh, John, you need to ask? It's crap. Even when it's pristine, it's crap. Come on, we all know this. The Parks Department doesn't care. Jay Cutler will be in the house. How great is that? One of the greatest Packers to ever reside in a Chicago Bears uniform, Jay Cutler, will be in the house on Thursday night. Salute to him. 21 Savage will have the first pick of the year. It's impossible. It's a possibility. We'll see. Nags, are you more excited to see the new offense or the rebuilt defense? The new offense. I tell you what, because it's like the complete unknown. I was talking about before. It's going to be such a marriage of different concepts and schemes. I'm really excited to see, just in general, how it looks. We keep talking about condensed formations and things of that nature and jet sweep, etc. But we saw all sorts of spread stuff in camp. So how much of it exactly will be concentrated in that condensed stuff? And, how much of it will be Aaron Rodgers just directing traffic at the line of scrimmage? Because we certainly saw that throughout camp. So it's clearly going to be a marriage of a bunch of different concepts, a bunch of different schemes, and I'm excited to see how it starts to unfurl on Thursday night. Now, as Rodgers alluded to and said point blank at his locker earlier this week, it's just the start. What it looks like on Thursday night is not even close to what it will look like not only at the end of this year, but throughout LaFleur's tenure. So I'm excited, but, just know that whatever we see on Thursday night is only the beginning, and it will continue to evolve. Who's my MVP pick? For the season or for the Packers? For the season, for the NFL? Man, that's a tough one. I mean, it's always just a quarterback, right? You always just got to pick a quarterback, which is why I kind of hate it. But, I mean, it's hard to not pick Mahomes after what he did last year and all the offensive firepower he has at his disposal, and all the rules, as I stated before, kind of in his favor, on the offensive side of the ball. You know, it's hard. It's hard not to think, okay, yeah, he's going to throw for another 50 touchdowns or whatever. That said, you know, I think Rodgers will be in the running. I don't think there's any doubt that this new offensive system will allow him to rack up a lot of yards and a lot of points and a lot of touchdowns, etc. So I think Aaron will be in the running. You know, I think Russell Wilson will be in the running as well. I mean, so far, I think they have 4 wide receivers on their squad as of right now, and Brian Schottenheimer is still their offensive coordinator. So you know they're going to run the ball. They're going to win games because of Russell Wilson, which as a QB win-loss is not a stat guy. Pains me to say it, but they're going to win games because of Russell Wilson. Adams burns haha for the first TD. Kyle, I'm down with that. I am so down with that. Whoa, look at all these questions. Jair Alexander making a statement on Thursday night. I hope he doesn't go in with that mentality, honestly. I mean, you don't want guys trying to press and trying to prove something, trying to show something, right? I think he will announce his presence with authority, so to speak. I'm interested to see who he lines up with, down in and down out. But he just needs to play his game. He's a really talented young corner, and he doesn't need to make a statement. He just needs to play within the defense and play to his God-given ability, so to speak. But yeah, he'll be an asset. There's no doubt about that. Thursday can't come soon enough. You got that right. William Thompson, thank you for the super chat. Who kept the dog between Aaron and his ex? I don't know, and I don't care. David Montgomery was a beast in college. Interesting to see what happens in the pros. Sly, anybody who's followed me on Twitter knows I was begging the Packers to draft that kid, and I'm very, very sad they didn't, and I'm even more upset that the Bears got him. I'm with you. I think he is a beast, and I think he was my favorite kid in the draft. He's probably going to be my favorite kid, rookie / whoever in the NFL this year. I absolutely love him. I love his style, and he's going to be a big problem for the Packers, no doubt about it. Does Rodgers break last year's records of balls thrown into the stands? No. Tanyan equals or greater than? Tanyan greater than Graham. Well, Graham is on this injury report, people, with his finger, limited participant. Get ready for Big Bob Tanyan season! It's coming. It's coming, people. Packers record prediction, watch cheeseheadtv.com. It'll be up on Wednesday. Are they taking a big chance with Boyle as the backup? Not really. I mean, I've said it all week on the radio. I mean, it's all month on the radio, really. If Aaron goes down, they're screwed. They don't practice screwed. You know, to me, and I've said this here, I've said this on Twitter, etc. If Aaron goes down, I would much rather have the guy who's still developing, and we've seen development from, rather than Kaiser, who's basically been the same guy throughout his tenure in the NFL, throughout 3 years now. And, you know, look, should they have gone out and gotten a veteran last spring? Yeah, probably. I wanted them to. But they didn't want to allocate those resources. They wanted to spend money mostly on the defensive side of the ball in free agency. And that's, you know, the choice that Brian made, and God love him, and let's see what happens. Is the 53 set now? Pretty close. I would think at this point, yes, Mark, after the trade for Goodson and then releasing Crawford. Now they are pretty much set for this first week. Now, don't forget, salaries in the NFL are guaranteed. If you're a vet on the roster on week 1, your salary is guaranteed. So after week 1, there's some activity usually signing guys who are on the street. So there's a chance there's someone out there they have an eye on. I have no idea who this would be, but maybe they have their eye on someone who's out there right now who after week 1, they don't have to guarantee the salary, they sign him. Again, I don't know who that would be, but That's a possibility. But for all intents and purposes, yes, this is your team. This is your 53. Hit that like button, people. John, thank you for preaching the honest truth. Watch party. I said no earlier. Maybe is what I'm saying right now. The thing is so I'm going to be at all the home games. I won't be there for the away games. So maybe Corey and I do a watch party, or maybe just me. But I have to do a post-game show immediately after the game is over. And I have to get gut reactions up for the website. So it'll be tricky to transition from one to the other. It's still up in the air. We'll see. I got to talk to Corey about it. And there's stuff going on here in the studio with LiveX. We actually have a paying client who's now in our studio space during the week. So that jumbles up the works a little bit. So a lot of balls in the air. I hope so. I can't promise anything. Regardless, please, I'm begging you, check out the post-game show. If you're not in Wisconsin, if you are in Wisconsin, any iHeart station will carry it. William, what's up? Thanks for the super chat. Is that Aunt Gert on the IL? IL, you mean IR? No, Aunt Gert is great. If you are in Wisconsin, you can hear it on any iHeart station after the game. If you aren't in Wisconsin, make sure you download the iHeart Radio app, and you can hear the post-game show, Gut Reactions, with me, and I think I'll have a co-host. It sounds like Drew Olson's going to be joining me, who some of you may know. I love Drew. He's a longtime baseball guy, but he's also a huge sports guy in the Milwaukee, Madison, Wisconsin area. He has covered the Packers forever, and I love him, and we're going to be doing the show together, sounds like. Still not completely set. We're only 3 days away, so what the hell. But that'll be a lot of fun. So make sure you're listening after the game. You know, you don't want to watch Sports Center. You don't want to go to Packers.com and see some boring press conference. Listen to Gut Reactions on iHeartRadio. All right. Are you an influencer? Yeah, I'm an influencer, all right. I am the Bane influencer. King starting corner. Doesn't sound like it. He was a limited participant on the injury report and or practice today. Mike Pettin met with media members earlier this afternoon and said that while Kevin is certainly anxious to get out there, he is going to be limited. He will not be this. It doesn't sound like he'll be playing a full complement of snaps. He'll be used situationally to ease him back into it. Do I really think Rodgers will play till he's 45? You're alluding to the interview he gave a couple days ago where he said, I think it was with Rich Eisen, where he said he saw himself playing till he was 45 and riding off with a Super Bowl victory into the sunset. No, I don't see him playing till he's 45. But it's great to have dreams. It's great to have goals. Go get it, Aaron. You think darkness is your ally. Exactly. KGB or Matthews? You got to go Matthews. Come on. Have you seen KGB's YouTube account? You got to go Matthews. Greg, thanks for the super chat. What will Vitale's role be against the Bears? I think it'll be extensive. I think he'll be obviously a traditional fullback, but they'll use him quite a bit in the pass game in ways that I think the Bears and or maybe fans aren't expecting. We saw a ton of it throughout camp, and I think he'll be a surprising weapon for the Packers on offense on Thursday night. All right, everybody, I'm going to have to jump. Thank you so much for all the questions. I'm sorry if I couldn't get to yours. You guys are amazing. There's 430 of you here today. Amazing. On Labor Day, chilling, talking Packers, drinking beer. You guys are the best. Please, as someone said earlier, smash that subscribe button. Smash the like button. Let us know you support Cheesehead TV. And if you really like what we do, hey, pay for our studio time. Pay for some studio time so Corey actually lets me use the studio and I don't have to use my phone. All right? You can do that by going to our Patreon, patreon.com/cheeseheadtv. $5 a month supports everything we do, but especially our video efforts. I'll have a new podcast up this week, so be on the lookout for that. That's only for Patreon members, so get on it. Thanks so much, everybody. Have a great night. Have a great holiday, and I hope everyone's safe and has a great time. Only 2 more days till Packers football is